Hi, this is Matt Yetter with Sherlock Home Inspections. Phone number is 971-212-7481. Website address is yourinspectionneeds.com. Today's date is Tuesday, August 19th, 2025. The address we're inspecting today is 3390 Southwest Beaverton-Hillsdale Highway, Portland, Oregon, 97239. We are about to perform a video inspection of the property's main sewer line through the side yard exterior cleanout. The equipment being used today is the Rigid Sea Snake. This is one of the best sewer cameras in the market today. Before we begin this video inspection, it is to be noted that some age sewer pipes made of clay, concrete, cast iron, asbestos, and Orangeburg may be in good working order and may never have had a clogged or sewer backup before. However, due to real estate transactions, attorneys, and lawsuits, Sherlock Home Inspection must recommend the following to meet the current codes. All sewer pipes should be watertight, made of cast iron ABS 3034 HDPE pipe, all appropriate fittings and couplers. All sewer pipes should be free from breaks, offsets, separations, tree roots, bellies, and party sewers. Sherlock Home Inspections recommends replacing any sewer pipe that does not meet these specifications. Here we go. We are in a 4-inch cast iron pipe. We are running some water from the bathroom sink to ensure that our pipe is watertight and is going to remain watertight throughout this inspection. Now, right off the bat, because of the 70-plus-year-old metal pipe in the moist northwest soil all day long, every day, we would recommend having a sewer scope every 2 to 3 years, keeping an eye on things. And really, even if it passes inspection today, it would be wise to kind of go into this knowing that, you know, this is an older sewer pipe and we should keep an eye on it and maybe even consider it like a deferred cost. So we have a little bit of a belly there at 10 feet. Camera head goes submerged underwater. What we'll do is once we reach the lateral, we'll turn off the water, drain everything out of the pipe, and we're curious to see, you know, it's a drain pipe, so when you turn off the water it should drain. And we'll see how it does, but you can see there's just lots of stuff. We're kind of unclogging some of it, so there's a little bit of a clog going on. So when there's standing water, you know, toilet paper hits it, everything hits it and kind of just slows down, and that's how you have tendency for blockage and backups and stuff like that. So yeah, there's a good amount of stuff there. We're getting back to a nice strong downhill pitch again.
Pretty much your only option to mediate that is to dig it out and replace the section, or is there other ways to mediate the issue? Extend life?
Yeah, for kind of poor pitch, yeah, unfortunately the only way is to dig it up and give it a better pitch. Or you could do a maintenance, you know, where you kind of either scratch it out or blow it out periodically and just keep things moving, you know. You'd want to do that every few years also.
What was that normal? That drop, is that normal?
Yeah, so in preparation for leaving your property, it always really picks up speed and goes off the side. So you're right at that ledge there.
Right.
And it should continue to go downhill until we drop into the public sewer over there. So that was a big dive. Now we're kind of pulling out of the dive. And then we're going to transition. So this signifies a few things. So at 42 feet, this signifies transitioning pipe size. So a 4-inch pipe into a 6 or 7-inch pipe, it transitions cast iron into concrete. And then lastly, this is a branch pipe off of this public or the city sewer, and even though we enter into public sewer branch piping, technically all of this will be buyer owner responsibility throughout the entire length, start to finish.
Okay.
Including this portion.
Yeah, it's the main line.
Got it.
And so the concrete piping usually wears a little bit faster than the cast iron. And usually where it wears is where the two sections of pipe meet or come together. You get some additional wear there.
How's that spot look comparatively? Does that look like a pretty bad spot, like where it's worn out there? Or?
It's hanging on. That was probably the most worn
Yeah, it looks pretty separated.
that I've seen. Yeah, and it is getting to the point where there's going to be a little bit of separation. You're not losing any water yet, or very little, but yeah, it will continue to separate. The thing is with most of this pipe, because it does have a good downhill pitch, you can do pipe liner. So they'll shoot a liner down the center of it, and it actually coats and lines, and will give you like 20 years of life out of it or whatever. It's a fraction. That's the reason I bring it up. It's a fraction of like having to replace the sewer pipe. So yeah.
Pretty cool video.
But I mean, are we still looking at like a couple grand or?
Yeah. Mm-hmm. And there's our public sewer. So 55 feet. This is the end officially of buyer owner responsibility. 55 feet away from the house. I'm going to turn off the water, drain out everything out of the pipe, look at the pipe one more time in reverse. Here's another area where we have some pretty good deterioration and maybe even some beginning stages of separation. So I'm going to turn off the water, drain everything out of the pipe, look at the pipe one more time in reverse, and we're curious to see how that reacts with the water turned off. All right, we have turned off the water, drained everything out of the pipe. That was you can see it better now with the water off. So again, just some beginning stages of separation. That's right at the public sewer. That one's not too bad. Medium. And then we're back into cast iron. up on the area that I wanted to check it out with the water off and see how it react.
How far down was it again?
I think it was at the 9-foot mark.
Right there.
Is that just
It's
that's just stuff that's stuck?
flaking, and yeah, inside of the pipe flaking, and just,
Does that structural integrity is not great there? Or is that just
Build up.
it's just
Build
build
up,
up.
just
Yeah,
build up.
it's pretty consistent. Your wear is pretty consistent all the way through, except
Yeah.
for where those joints come together. But yeah, this unfortunately. So the good news is it doesn't actually have terrible pitch. So what's slowing down the water is all of this buildup here. So if we were to flush some of it out, then you could be a really good candidate for that pipe liner, which is about a third of the cost of having to repair or replace a sewer pipe. So not terrible news, but.
will this, like, if there's buildup for too long, will it like mineralize to the cast iron and all or anything, or will it, like, you know what I mean?
Yeah, I haven't ever seen it mineralize to it like that.
Okay, it usually flushes out.
It usually does, or it just solidifies and becomes, because you get to that point where it becomes so solid that that fateful day you flush a piece of toilet paper through there and it just doesn't go, and it's like I'm going the other way. And usually, unfortunately, it's like Thanksgiving morning.
It's always Thanksgiving morning, or you got a company or in-laws visiting, something crazy going on.
Usually a Sunday and extra time.
Yeah.
Okay, so I would recommend before closing taking the video and the report, passing it on to a drain repair specialist to make suggestions. And really what we're looking for is how much, an estimate with a professional drain installing technician, how much remaining life, if any, is in this pipe. What we're seeing is some pretty heavy aging and deterioration, especially where the joints come together and the concrete piping. And then we have this area of buildup, that probably should be flushed out of there. So I'd recommend passing the video and the report on to a drain repair specialist to make suggestions for maintenance, scheduling maintenance, making repairs, or estimating any remaining life expectancy in the pipe.